guys, what's up? We're kicking it again, and I'm very excited to have one of my very, very good friends here today. He's a comedian, he's a writer, he's a producer also. He does so much, but let me just introduce you to this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my boy, Dave Sirus. What's up, Dave?
Hello. How we doing?
All right, all right. You might speak up a little loud
Yeah,
so they can hear.
I'll be loud. I explained I've had food poisoning or something, so I'm not going to be as charismatic today.
Oh no! So, they're not gonna get to see the regular you.
Correct. Nor should they.
Why wouldn't you want them to see the regular you?
I don't know them.
Well, you know what? I want them to get to know you a little bit better. And I know that you're from New Jersey.
Yes, I am.
Now, is that how you got, and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in comedy?
When I was in high school, like a senior in high school, I started doing like comedy contests and open mics, like stand-up. And my first time ever like in front of people was at this like talent show for a hotel that I won. And people were like, I think I probably looked around 12. People were more impressed. But then I just started doing open mics, and I was better than most of the other people who were doing it.
Wow.
And I was like, I can do this. And I just kept doing it. Like in college, I opened for a few guys who would come to town, like Jimmy Fallon and Jay Moore and stuff.
Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, I opened for him in college. And after college, I started doing stand-up in like the New York scene, like Jersey bars. And I moved here to LA. And worked full-time for a lot.
Yeah.
And moved to freelance where I was able to do more stand-up. And then due to YouTube, I was able to have like a lot more stuff I could do and start doing videos, start doing stuff that I did in college when I was doing local TV, where I was like doing fake reporter stuff.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite things to do in comedy. Like pretending to be a reporter with like a fake name and trying to make people look stupid.
Wow. So, okay, because some people don't really understand about this idea of just jumping up on stage. So when you were in high school, were you in, what was it? Was it something that said that I just want to get up and make people laugh? Or were you saying, I'm going to try this out? What was the push that said, I'm going to try this?
I mean, I just wanted to do it. I wanted to do it for years anyway. I liked stand-up, and I felt like I had ideas that would work. And I also felt like, I think there was a part of me that was like, on a stand-up stage, people won't see me as anything but some kid doing jokes. So it was like, I knew that I'd have more of a chance with strangers than people I knew. Because people I knew had these expectations about me and like would purposely not listen to what I was saying because of who they decided I was. But when I was alone on stage, it was really just my ideas, and I was doing really well, like comparatively to the rest of my life. So I think that's part of why I liked it so much.
Now, was your family as receptive? Did they say, this is something you should go? Or did they say, son, maybe you should try something else?
Well, no, they had no problem with me doing stand-up. They just, like any parent, wanted me to have a career. And I went to college to draw, so that didn't help much either. But yeah, no, they've always been cool with me doing stand-up. They would go to shows, they would see that I was doing well, and I wasn't like one of these delusional weirdos who just keeps doing it for years and years and no one ever laughs. Because that's a good percentage of the comedy business, if you want to call them in the business.
Okay, so have you had sets where sometimes it's not a great set and the audience is not so receptive to you? What is that feeling? Do you feel rejected, or how does it?
It feels like dying. It feels like it feels like, because the thing about it is, a lot of times when this happens, it's with material that dozens of other audiences have liked. So you're just like, you have to really determine like, well, did I do something wrong? Is this audience just hostile? Are they not paying attention? Are they just, do they have a problem with me? Which does happen. I mean, audiences are like a pack mentality. They're like a gang. That they respond to each other. Because there's a thing where like, you'll most often have everyone laugh, or most people laugh, or no one laugh. You very rarely have just a few people laughing, because most people in an audience don't want to laugh unless the other people are, because they don't want to feel like part of a group. It's a really weird thing psychologically that people don't want to laugh if no one else is. That someone could see the same identical comedian in a room full of people, and if no one else laughs, they will remember saying that guy wasn't funny. And if everyone else laughs, they will remember saying that guy was funny, even if it's the same act, because there's such a pack mentality in an audience.
So let me ask you this. So in those cases where the audience is not responsive, do you take that home with you? Does it make you, like some artists, even I think, you perform and then you don't get that reception, you go home, is it easy to just jump out of it and just snap out of it, I just have a better show next time? Or
it shouldn't be. It should hurt because that's why you're doing it. Mm-hmm. You're getting a lot out of it. When a show goes well, it's intoxicating. To hold that many people's attention, to get the approval of that many people. Comics do it because they're socially broken. Because they need that sort of direct line positivity from people. I think comics are so broken that laughter is the only kind of happiness they have left. And so yeah, if it doesn't work, it is getting rejected by a room filled with people at once.
Well, let me ask you this. What was it like opening for someone like Jimmy Fallon?
That was good, especially because when you do a show like that for like over 1,000 people, it's extremely easy. For the most part, when it's that many people, these are people who pay to sit down and watch a comedy show. They're actually tuned in. That's like the easiest kind of show to do. There's a lot of comedians you'll see who they've only done easy audiences. You can always see when you do a show someone who started out going directly to clubs. Because it's very easy to make a comedy club laugh. It's not easy to make a bar laugh. It's not as easy to make a small event where people didn't even know there was going to be a show, or people were just kind of, checking something out and don't go to comedy usually. And you can always tell the people who aren't ready for that because they're like deer in headlights. And you can always see, it's like that guy is a guy who probably started doing stand-up at a club, got to go straight to doing clubs, and he thinks all stand-up is that easy. With that kind of tuned-in audience. And it's not. I started in Jersey bars. I started with drunks who resent the fact that you're even on stage. And that's a really good place for someone to learn.
Wow, to get your feet wet, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, how did you get the call for that gig to open for Fallon?
Well, I was in college. I was the most present comedian on campus. I ran comedy shows. I was known as sort of being the stand-up comedian student.
Wow.
Who's doing the most shows and getting the most response. So I was sort of automatically asked to open for whoever the big name comedians were.
Was there a big, were you scared? Did you feel like, oh my God, I got to do that open for this? Or what was it?
Oh, you should feel nervous, yeah.
So you felt nervous?
For like 1,500 people, yeah, you should feel nervous. There's some somebody said that if you don't feel nervous anymore, you should stop doing it. And if you don't get any nervous energy, it is sometimes a bad omen for a show.
So how do you work with this nervous energy? Was it hard? Were you hard to sleep that night? You couldn't sleep?
No. No, nothing like that. I don't really get nervous until right before I go on stage. And then it's just sort of a matter of dealing with it in the moment. And I don't really get rattled from nerves exactly.
Awesome.
I think that's sort of part of being a stand-up, sort of having that, I don't mind being on the spot, like I never have.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I think that's probably something that stand-ups need.
That's smart. Okay. Wow. So now, even in high school, you started writing. Is this when you first started writing?
I probably first started writing stand-up when I was around 14. I didn't have anything that was worth trying on stage, so I was maybe 16 or 17.
And so now it has developed into, because you write film, you've been writing scripts, and even so much so that now you have a project, I think it's Archie Black. Tell us a little bit about that, how you started that process.
Well, starting out in Jersey bars doing comedy, I knew a lot of ridiculous scumbags. People getting arrested for statch and drug dealing, just absolute degenerates. And there were so many great, and comics love negativity in their, being funny. Like a roast is a brilliant way of like there's a lot of comedy that comes out of hatred. Hatred can translate into something extremely positive in making people laugh. And I wanted to start just taking all these stories and exaggerate the stories of these just degenerates that I was doing comedy with into one movie about a fictional character that we could take all the negativity, all the bad stories about comedy, and put it on this one just mess of a human being.
Ooh.
And so I started going to comics I knew, and basically I wrote like basically most of it. And I was like, I have a part here, and then if you have to do it on your own, and the best comics and the bigger names, they were happy to just write their own material and give it to me and perform, often for free,
Wow.
a little money.
Your friend.
Hey guys, I got Otto and George, who's a comedian who's in the Aristocrats, he's a great ventriloquist comedian. He loved the idea. He started contacting other comedians, big names like Jay Moore, Jim Norton, and Jim Florentine. We got guys like him, we got Artie Lang, we got Dee Snider from Twisted Sister for some reason. And it really snowballed, especially because once you have those people, a lot of other people are interested. Because now you're going to be in a movie with Jay Moore and Jim Norton and Artie Lang.
Wow.
And that gets people's attention. And the thing about the movie is I had over, I think maybe 65, 70 parts.
Wow.
So, I mean, there are open micers in it too. Because I was, towards the end, I was just like putting out Facebook ads, be like, I need someone tomorrow.
Whoa.
Show up and you'll be in that movie.
So you wore a lot of hats in this. You were the writer, producer, the casting director, so many different...
Cameraman.
All that too?
Sound design, editor.
Wow.
I did literally everything.
That's amazing. How did you start doing all of that stuff?
Because I didn't have anyone else to do it.
Wow.
Because I didn't want to spend my life savings hiring crews for something I felt I could do alone. And look, it's not exactly a high quality thing. It's it's video cameras, it's basic mics, and the sound problems sometimes come up, and you have to go online, figure out how. With anything you can just Google how to do it.
Wow.
And if you pay attention, you can do it. So I was like, all right, well I got to do this, and now I got to do graphic design for it. Can't hire someone to do that. I was an artist anyway.
Wow.
Spent a lot of time doing the sound editing, sound sweetening, and lighting. I just did everything because how else am I going to get it done?
So don't wait for anybody to get started and get on and do it. So how do we get to see Archie Black?
Well, I haven't been to festivals, so I can't release it until spring.
Okay.
You can see a clip of it at archieblackmovie.com.
Okay.
And I'm going to be releasing more things. What I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm having these festivals, and then if things go well, we might get ourselves a real distribution. We might get ourselves an actual, full distribution. If that doesn't happen, I'm probably going to just break it up into 20 parts and put it on YouTube. Because I already have a fairly big YouTube presence.
Oh.
I have a fairly big fan base on YouTube.
Awesome.
For my reporter stuff, but I think that this would be a good place to sort of take advantage of those people who like me and make them watch something that they don't want to watch, but they might enjoy after.
Awesome. So do you have a website?
Yeah, you can go. My website is God Hates Brickstone. But really, all you really have, if you want to see me online, you can just look up Brickstone on YouTube. You can look up Westboro Baptist Church on YouTube. I'm most of the results you'll get.
Awesome.
But yeah, right now it's the YouTube channel is Brickstone or Rorschach, R-O-R-S-C-H-A-C. That's the actual YouTube URL. But yeah, you can always go to God Hates Brickstone to just see a lot of the different videos I have, and that'll link back to the YouTube if you want. And then you can go through the 100 videos I have over the years.
Okay, and let me just ask you this quickly. What would you tell somebody who's coming out here for the first time, they want to be a comedian? Would you tell them to stay at home, or would you tell them, come on out here and go for it? What would you tell somebody?
Kill yourself. Kill yourself before it's too late. But no, don't kill yourself. Just plan to. Because when you're in that sort of I'm ready to die mentality, you probably have the most, you probably have the right amount of creativity and lack of shame. I would say this: if you want to do comedy, if you want to come to LA to be a comedian, well, first of all, I don't think you should necessarily come to LA to be a comedian. I think you should try to make a name for yourself in whatever piece of shit small town you're from, and use that. Use a small pond to sort of get yourself somewhere, because a lot of times that's easier. Because in LA, there's a glut of comedians.
Right.
There's a lot of people who aren't comedians doing comedy. A lot of people are told, "Oh, you're a comedy writer. You should be doing stand-up. You're an actor. You should be doing stand-up. You're a model. You should be doing stand-up." And I would say this very simply: don't do comedy unless it works. don't convince yourself that you're going to do this for years and the audience never laughs. Everyone gets bad audiences. George Carlin said, if it works on Friday, if it works on Saturday, and it doesn't work on Sunday, it's them. But you have to at least have a heavy majority of the time it has to work. It has to be an audience for you. Maybe your audience isn't going to be the bunch of locals at a bar. Maybe you only work in art houses. Maybe you only work in theaters. That's okay. But don't delude yourself. If no one likes it, you're not going to make it. You have to be so beyond amazing to make it. You can't just be okay. Because there are a lot of great comedians who never make it. Who never get to do it. And I know people who you get honestly frightened by how many years they will bomb. Show after show after show, and they won't stop. But I think it's part of the delusion. I think LA attracts the delusion. I think there are a lot of people who have ego problems that they just think that the whole world must be wrong.
Well, I know that you have, I think, a show on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Is that something that you host? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, right now, every other Thursday I'm hosting a show at the Redwood Bar and Grill on 2nd Street in Spring, downtown. I do, as far as shows, I do a lot of shows at the West Side Comedy Theater, at the Punk House, at the Lexington. I've done a lot of shows there recently.
Now, is this on your website? Can they see that on the website?
My Facebook, like my Facebook and stuff. If you go to my Facebook fan page or my Twitter, which is Brickstone News, you can see a lot of that stuff. And the website is just videos. I don't try to fill it with plugs and stuff. But
so what we'll do is we'll put your Facebook, we'll put everything down here, tags and stuff down there, so they can find out where to see you live and see some of your videos and stuff like
the
that.
Facebook fan page, I'll always be posting the shows I want to post. I do a lot of stuff at the Ha Ha Comedy Club, Flappers.
So you will get to see him live.
Yes, I'm sure you want to after all.
Dave, I have one thing to say.
Yes.
Thank you for kicking it with me.
Thank you for allowing me to be kicking it with you.
Woo!